Salutations, cadets! I am your Commander Pika. This guide will go over recommended loadouts for and walk you through the Devil's Lair GM Nightfall and Season of Plunder. Strats and spawns should stay constant, so if viewing in the future, just substitute weapons to match the seasonal anti-champion mods. Maybe check out my list of all free-to-play legendary weapons. In the description we'll also link to a full, unedited run of the Nightfall and explain some methodology. With that, let's get started. For the GM modifier specific to Devil's Lair, you have Arachno, so Fallen Vandals drop slow mines when killed, Chaff, so no radar, 5 Barrier and 13 Overload champions, Void, Arc, and Solar shields, and Arc Burn. Because of the rainbow of enemy shields, it's a good idea to have some weapon variety and 1 or 2 Arbalest users. Solar only spawns on the few wizards in the hacking encounter, so it is alright to prioritize Arc for the numerous Arc captains and knights, and to maximize burn. The Void shields are the servitors protecting the boss, so using an Arbalest, Void LMG, or taking your time slowly chipping away at them is fine. With a multitude of Overload champions throughout the Nightfall, it is highly advised everyone has a means of Overload stun, and then rocking Arc Resist, Max Resilience, and Melee Resist or Concussive Dampener. For our minimum spec loadouts, this means all free-to-play gear only. For exotic weapons, Arbalest, Risk Runner, Skyburner's Oath, Hardlight, Sleeper Simulant, and Thunderlord. For legendary weapons, let's go by champion type. Barrier weapons: Come to Pass, Sorrow's Verse, Herod Sea, 7th Seraph Carbine, Night Watch, Persis D, Staccato 46, Long Shadow, Silicon Aroma, and Defiance of Yasmin. For my short list, whatever kinetic sniper you can use, Persis D, Come to Pass from the Gift of the Thunder God chest, and Staccato 46. For overload weapons, Arsenic Bite, Point of the Stag, Strident Whistle, Lunalata 4B, 7th Seraph Saw, Corrective Measure, and Overload Arc Grenades. Shortlist would be Point of the Stag from the Monument to Lost Lights kiosk, 7th Seraph Saw to focus on add clear and use Warmind cells, Corrective Measure for add clear and the Void servitors, and Arc Grenades. For power weapons, if opting for a rocket strat, then Sleepless or Heretic. Although, it's not the best idea because of the large amount of enemies and CQC nature of most of the Nightfall. Otherwise, the best linear fusion rifle you have, the rare King Cobra or the trusty Taipan 4FR, and like previously stated, an LMG is solid for group add clear. For subclasses, all light elements are viable for this Nightfall. On Hunters, Void and Arc are the ones that stand out. Orpheus Rig on Deadfall Tether to control the dense groups of adds and make orbs for your team, or maybe Graviton if you want to hide from danger. For Arc, Shinobu's Vow or Lucky Raspberry to spam jolting overload Arc Grenades to help with champions and add clear. A case can be made for Liar's Handshake and maybe 1-2 punch shotguns, but that's very risky, aggressive, and falls apart in the Fallen Walker encounter. Raiden Flux to use Arc Staff as an add clear super can also work throughout, just be mindful of the Exploder Shanks. And the neutral picks like Wormhusk or Frosties are worth a look. For our Titans, a Helm of Saint 14 Ward of Dawn is not a bad pick for cover and damage, or try add clear with Doomfang Pauldrons and Sentinel Shield. On Solar, Hellfire Heart for more uptime on Solar abilities to Scorch Ignite the dense group of adds. And Arc, Curse is an okay option to delete some champions, however, neutral exotics offer more versatility, utility, and simplicity. So Armamentarium for more jolting Arc or Void debuff grenades, and then Crest of Alpha Lupi or Aeons for safety. Warlocks, running Solar Well of Radiance is best for safety and damage, pair with either the Stag or Starfire Protocol for more fusion grenades. Because of this Nightfall, Empowering Rift usage with this exotic is worth considering, just make sure to use cover. Otherwise, the ability regen exotics of Nezrak Sin, Crown of Tempest, Verity's Brow, Eye of Another World, and Getaway Artist are worth considering on any subclass. For simplicity, the Stag is the best neutral pick for any subclass given its healing and damage resist. Some quick loadout recommendations. For no exotic picks, then a sniper, bow, and DPS weapon of choice. Opting for double primaries, then a scout and a bow. Exotic options, Arbalest and a bow for champ coverage and shield destruction. For DPS, sniper, bow, and sleeper simulant. And for add clear, sniper rifle, auto rifle, and Thunderlord. My quick builds for each class. Hunters, go Void with Orpheus Rig, choose Deadfall Tether to better control the adds and support your team. Pair with Arbalest, Point of the Stag, and Typon. Titans, go Armamentarium with your choice of Arc Thundercrash for damage and Overload Storm Grenades, or Void Banner Shield to play defensive, pair with Hardlight or Thunderlord, with a Sniper, Bow, LMG, or Linear Fusion to fill the gaps. Warlocks, rock the Stag on Solar Well of Radiance for defense, or Arc Soul Chaos Reach for more offense. Pair with Skyburner's Oath, Arbalest, or Hardlight with a Bow, Scout, and Linear Fusion. And then as a whole, Risk Runner is a viable pick to survive the arc damage, it just might not be the best given its range in the Fallen Walker encounter. Now for maximum spec. For exotics, Wishender, Witherhoard, Quicksilver Storm, Aegir Scepter, Trinity Ghoul, Lemon Arc, Divinity, Symmetry, Tiku's Divination, Collective Obligation, Witchqueen Breaker, Anarchy, and Gallarhorn. I highly recommend the exotic bows for this, mainly Tiku and Lemonarch. They're great for ad clear and single target damage throughout the Nightfall. For exotics, hunters have Six Coyote, Omnioculus, or Gyrfalcons for more invis effects. Assassin's Cowl is an option for arc hunters, but I don't see them as safe and viable due to the exploding shanks. Renewal Grasp for stasis resist, or Star Eater Scales for faster charging, higher damage supers. Titans have Lorelei for healing, second chance to break barrier shields and spread volatile, Ursa Furiosa for longer lasting banner shields, and Heart of Inmost Light to spam high damage abilities. And Warlocks have Fallen Sunstar for more arc abilities, Osmiomancy for more uptime on freeze, Phoenix Protocol the Well Chain for every engagement, Controverse Hold to spam Vortex Grenades, and Osteostriga Necrotic Grip combo for ad clear, Seeking Filaments for another means of overload, and Geomag Stabilizers for a longer Chaos Reach. All classes have the option to use Stasis, which is amazing for locking enemies and barrier champions in place. Just be aware of using Overload champions, as that will start their health regen. So wait for them to thaw, restun, then do damage. For legendary weapons, Tarnished Metal with Volchata is quite nice, Succession and Thoughtless are better sniper picks, and for DPS you can opt for Sails by Pitchglass, Storm Chaser, or Sub-Zero Salvo to make good use of Arc Burn. For quick builds with everything at your disposal, for hunters, Orpheus Rig with Deadfall is too good to pass up, but if you want to mix it up, then maybe Stasis with Aeons or Renewal Grass for your team, or Arc Gathering Storm with Assassin's Cowl. Pair with a sniper, an exotic bow, and DPS weapon of choice. Titans, Heart of Inmost Light for powerful roaming overload arc storm grenades on Thunder Crash, or Ursa Furiosa on Banner Shield to play defensive and generate orbs. Pair with Sniper or Auto, exotic bows, Thunderlord or Divinity, and preferred DPS weapon. Warlocks, Phoenix Protocol and Solar is great for having Well of Radiance in every engagement, or Stasis Bleak Watcher turrets with Eye of Another World or Osmiomancy. Pair with Divinity or Aegir Scepter, Bow or Scout, and DPS of choice. If opting for a rocket strat, then make sure to have someone on Aeons, 1 Gallarhorn, and 2 Arc Rockets. With that, let's get to the walkthrough. In the opening section, your objective is to make it inside. To play it safe, sneak your way up the left or right side. Avoid the enemies unless they threaten you, use cover and invis the best you can. If you're feeling the risky need for speed, then spur up the middle towards the door. Just know, sparrows are weak and ticking bombs under your feet. Quick wipe, and then back to orbit. My team always goes along the right path because there is more cover, but use what works best for you. The only enemy you need to kill before going in is the Overload Champion if you want platinum rewards. Peek shoot it and threatening ads, then go inside. When inside, be careful of the Warring Fallen and Hive. Get rid of the low rank Dregs, Vandals, and Acolytes, then focus the Barrier Champion. Careful of the Thrall and Acolytes that shortly rush in from the back of the room, so focus them first if you can't safely and quickly get rid of the champion. In the open orange room progressing towards the Fallen device, be aware of the Overload Champion on the right side and the Solar Wizard on the left. Focus the Wizard first, then the Overload Champion. Be cautious of the Fallen Snipers near the Champion, Acolytes by the Wizard, and the wave of Thrall that pour out the spawn door near the Wizard shortly after you push up. Then slowly push up and clear the groups of enemies. You'll have a Barrier Knight on the right side, lots of Warring Fallen and Hive, Arc Shield Captains, Solar Shield Wizards, and 1 Overload Captain near the device. Be very careful of the several Sniper Vandals on the balcony overlooking the Fallen device. Clear the room, grab ammo. Once you hack the terminal, the encounter starts, so decide on where you're going to group up. You have 3 options. 1. Hunker down on the Vandal balcony, rotate defensive, and CC supers. This is a very risky strategy, but it's a viable one. 2. Go to the far back of the room near the tunnel filled with train cars. This place is relatively safe, enemies can't push in too deep, and they'll just congregate towards the middle area. Just be aware of the many hives spawning there. And 3. Quickly go back out the way you came. Basically, start at the entrance, push inside, clear ads, when new enemies spawn, retreat, rinse and repeat. Both safe and risky, depending on how far you push in and how quickly you kill certain enemies. Regardless, hack the terminal to start. Phase 1. Fallen will spawn from the spawn doors on the right side of the area as you enter and the doors near the middle Fallen device. Mix of Dregs, Sniper Vandals, Arc Captains, and an Overload Champion. Clear them out, but don't kill the Dregs surrounding the terminal. Killing them will spawn normal and exploder shanks, so coordinate and communicate when you kill them, then careful of the shanks. When everything is dead, Phase 2 starts shortly after. Phase 2. Similar spawns as Phase 1, but now Hive are thrown into the mix, spawning near the back train tunnel area. All will generally converge towards the middle. Careful of the increased amount of Resilient Vandals, Arc Knights and Captains, and Solar Wizards. Once the majority of the enemies and wizards are defeated, the next wave spawns. 2 Arc Knights and 1 Barrier Champion near the train cars, and Normal and Exploder Shanks from the Phase 1 spawn areas. Shortly thereafter, Phase 3 starts, so clear what you can quickly, but if not, it's no big deal. Phase 3, Fallen spawn again in similar places as the previous phases. 2 Overload Champions and several Snipers this time. Take it slow, be cautious, kill everything to proceed. If you didn't quickly kill the barrier from last phase, you'll have to deal with it along with those Overload Champions. If you were lucky, they might fight each other, allowing you more time to defeat the lower rank enemies. Grab ammo, then proceed to the Walker encounter. As you make your way outside, be careful of the small room with Sniper Vandals, Dregs, and an Overload Champion. It's easy to forget and for them to peek snipe you around cover. It's also a safe opportunity to finish the champion for heavy ammo. When you make your way outside, don't progress too far. Moving past the structure with a Sniper and Barrier Champion will trigger the rest of the encounter. So stay back, use cover to shoot the Snipers and Barrier Champion in front of you. Additionally, be careful of the many Snipers off in the distance. You might not see them, but they can surely see you. Pick them off with distance weapons, then move outside to the left. There, clear out the structure with more Dregs and Vandals. You can then decide if you want to start the encounter or try to pick off the remaining Snipers, 1 Barrier, and 1 Overload Champion. To do so, stand on the pipes on the right side or Vandal structure on the left to give you an angle at the enemies. When you are ready, make your way to the top of the large structure that will start the encounter. 2 Brigs and a Fallen Walker, along with more adds, will spawn on the field. There are 2 options you should take. Either get rid of both Brigs first or the Fallen Walker. I recommend the Walker since it is more lethal and requires more team coordination. Regardless, play it safe and communicate what you are doing. For the Walker, group up on the roof. When the tank finishes spawning and is vulnerable, use defensive supers like Well or Bubble, or ranged supers like Gathering Storm or Tether. Focus the same weak point on the leg, then shoot the gooey center of the tank. Be aware of a skiff that spawns shortly after damaging the Walker that brings in more troops and an Overload Champion. So when that spawns, jump off the roof, hide behind cover, and then when it leaves, continue focusing the Walker. Be aware of Snipers and other close enemies like the Brig shooting you. Play it smart, use cover and barricades. Once the Walker is dead, then focus on the 2 Brigs. Fight as a team. The first 50% they don't have crits, so use primary or non-crit weapons and abilities. Once at 50% their front cover breaks off, you want to shoot that crit and quickly destroy the Brig, because in their weakened state they start raining AoE firebombs and flying. Repeat on the other Brig. Once the Brigs and Walker are destroyed, the door leading to Sepiks opens up, spawning more enemies and an Overload Champion. Now just take it slow. Coordinate defeating the Barrier Champion, watch for slow mines that are dropped on Vandal death, mindful of the teleporting Overload Captains, and then once everything is dead, grab all the ammo you can, then proceed. Opening the bay doors to Sepiks Prime, you'll be greeted by several Dregs and 2 Overload Champions. You can either use the hangar door as cover while you kill them, or very quickly make your way to the close left safe room. Regardless, once everything is dead, make your way inside near that left room. Throughout the whole encounter, the side room is pretty safe. Only a few Marauders or Captains should wander in. The rest of the enemies will funnel towards that room. When everything is dead, the boss fight starts, divided into 3 phases. Phase 1. Group up outside the room looking at the boss. Have a well, bubble, or rift ready. Right as the boss becomes vulnerable, DPS them. Ideally, get rid of that first health bar. When around 66% HP remaining, the boss will stop teleporting around the arena and go immune. The quicker you do this, the less pressure you will feel from the boss teleporting around. Regardless, when enemies start encroaching on your position, make your way inside the safe room. Clear out all the enemies. It will be a variety of Shanks, Dregs, Vandals, and Captains. Take it slow, coordinate. And be mindful of some enemies hiding downstairs, so have someone check down below via the staircase in the safe room. Once the boss goes immune, even more enemies spawn with the addition of 4 Void Servitors. Deal with them if they are bothering you, they can hit you from the safe room. However, do not kill all 4. Doing so will start the next phase. Once all the normal adds are dead and you have grabbed ammo, then kill the remaining Servitors. Phase 2 starts the same as Phase 1. Again, DPS the boss as he becomes vulnerable, another roughly 33% of their health to make them go immune. And again, play it safe and hide when need be. This phase will add Marauders and 2 Overload Captains into the mix, so be aware of them rushing and teleporting around. Focus the same Overload Champion so you can get one off the board quickly. Remember to check downstairs for wandering enemies. Once everything is dead, grab ammo, destroy the Servitors, then get ready. Phase 3, same as before, DPS the boss when they are vulnerable. Now you want to kill them. If you do it quickly, you don't have to deal with the spawning enemies. Just be aware of your surroundings. If you can't quickly do so, then hide, clear the room, then DPS the boss until it's dead. Congrats on killing Sepiks Prime. Let's hope he actually stays dead. This is like the 5th time we've destroyed him. Great boss music though. If you're having trouble staying alive, then maybe have another Well of Radiance or powerful add clear weapons like Tiku's Divination, Wither Horde, or Aegir Scepter. To stay as a group, call out when things happen, and play it smart. If you're doing this on Master difficulty, it adds the rotating positive-negative modifiers Lightning Crystals, Arc and Stasis ability regen is increased at the cost of more incoming damage, Cosmic Superconductor, boosting Arc and Stasis super regen at the cost of increased incoming elemental damage, Famine, so less ammo drops, and Hot Knight, Shanks have solar shields. To spec into Arc and Stasis subclasses, an Aeon or Special Finisher user, and more powerful primary weapons like Tiku's Divination, Lemon Arc, and Skyburner's Oath. And I'll leave you to it. If you have any questions or other recommendations, leave them down below. Otherwise, if you're looking to find people interested in Destiny 2, come join our clan and Discord Sundog Gaming, and make sure to subscribe for future guides. As always, I am your Commander Pika. Be kind, have fun, and I'll see you on the battlefield.